Are you trying to pick out your perfect YouTube setup for this year? So many people have asked me, Danny, what exactly is your setup? So if you're liking this look right here that you're seeing, I'm gonna share the camera I use, the microphone, the camera settings, also my vlogging camera, and then the gear that I use for editing. I did hordes of research before buying all of the things I have so that you don't have to. I'm gonna make life a lot easier for you and I'll break down my setup. Manny says, ready, let's get into it. Okay, well, he says he's not ready, but he's gonna be in here with us as we go through it. Let's go. So I'm gonna do some dual camera action so you can get an idea of what I'm working with while I'm working with it. So I'm currently filming with the Sony ZV-1. What I love about this camera is that it is super small and you're able to see yourself. So see how we can see myself here? Ooh, hello. In order to set this up so it's eye level with me, I always film my videos standing up because you're gonna get the most energy, you're gonna feel the most natural, as opposed to sitting down, you feel like a little, so I recommend to stand when you film. Now, in order to have this stand, you can get really big tripods. For me, I just sort of finagled something that I thought would be easy to travel with because I travel a lot. I have this computer stand. That's what it was sold on Amazon. And then I have a little tripod that I love that also can be used with your phone. It has this thing here that connects to this stand that is really nice. But this is how I set everything up. And so this is the camera. Let's turn on the Sony ZV-1. I'm just gonna open it up here like this. And when we open up, it's gonna automatically turn on. Now the settings that I use for this camera are, if you go to menu, you hit menu. This is a little bit difficult because I'm left-handed. Let's move it like this. Okay, so if I hit menu, you can see here that I'm right now in skin effect. But let's go back. You see there's these up layers of options that you can do. If I go through these, you can see I can go to movie, network, image. So if I go to image and I scroll through, see there's 12 pages, okay? And you can see the shoot mode. I like to keep it in intelligent auto. And so that's my favorite just because it's gonna change all the settings depending on the lighting. You don't have to worry about it. I think that's gonna be the thing that most creators are going to use if you're not super tech savvy. And so you can also get there by going up the top of your camera here and just hitting this mode button. And when I hit that mode button, it will take me to that page, okay? But I can hit menu again and go back to the regular page that we were at. And I can go through these different pages and it's gonna give you different options. And I leave most of this as it came with the camera. But one thing that I wanna show you is this soft skin effect on page 10 of the first top section here that we're in. Now you can see that it's on and you can change it to off, or you can go here where see it's low, and then I can hit this right hand button and I can click through and turn it on high or medium and mid. And so for me, I keep it on low and I just hit enter and then it's all set. This is the effect turned off. This is it on low where I normally film. This is it on medium, and this is it on high, which I think is just a little too much. All right, so those are the two settings that I'm usually using in this camera. Everything else, I pretty much keep it as is. You can see if I go to the second area in movie and I go in page 1 to the record settings, you'll see I am shooting in 60 frames per second, 25M. And I recommend that you keep it here. You could even do 60p 50M. I think 60-25 looks nice, so I keep it there. All right, so those are those two settings, two or three settings that you can worry about. But other than that, the camera's gonna really do most of everything for you. Now let's talk microphones. If you like the sound of this mic, I highly recommend it because it's inexpensive and it's awesome. This microphone is the Rode Micro video mic, and I'll link it for you down below. And the microphone's only like 50 bucks, so it's a really inexpensive option in terms of microphones go. The Sony ZV-1 does have an internal microphone. I'm gonna play it for you right now so you can compare the two. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is with the internal mic. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So you can notice there is a bit of a difference. When you plug in your Rode Micro mic, it's automatically gonna set up. You just always wanna make sure that you go to play after filming and play your video to make sure that the sound is working. So I see here the sound's working, so we're all good. I've filmed before where I filmed a whole video and it wasn't plugged in all the way and it didn't get any of the audio, so whoops. This microphone is wonderful for educational videos. If you're gonna be outside where it's super windy, it may not be the best. It's got this little muffle thing on it. Hello, little muffle. So you can see, like, if I get close and talk to it, if I get a little farther away and talk to it, you can hear the difference there. But if you're gonna be doing videos where it's really windy, like I've got clients in real estate, then you're going to want to get the Rode Wireless Go 2. The Rode Wireless mic is really nice because even if you're outside and there's like a full-blown windstorm going on, you won't even know it, okay? So get that mic. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's so worth it. I have so many clients that love to use that mic. For me, I'm not outside that much with this camera, so I stick with this microphone because it's a little cheaper, and then I use this camera all the time outside. Okay, now I film most all my videos with the Sony ZV-1, but I also love to have a vlog camera. If you vlog at all on your channel, I highly recommend getting this. I watched all of the reviews of vlogging cameras, and these are the ones that I picked. This DJI Pocket 2, I just want to show you, when you click the side button, it's going to turn on, and this is it. This is a full camera, so I can see myself here, and if I click it 3 times, it'll switch views, so it'll turn. And there's different settings you can have on this camera. I'm not going to go into them all right now, but essentially it's on this gimbal, and so it's really easy to shoot seamless video as you are walking or you are going on some adventure or you're on a motorbike. So I can show you some shots that I have of me doing all these things with this camera. And there are plenty of tutorials online that show you what are the best settings, but for this, I usually don't ever change the settings. So I found the settings that I wanted to put it on from a YouTube video, and I've kept it on that the whole time, and it's worked for me great. So it's really simple to use. And then for this, because I use it to travel a lot, it comes with a little case that it goes in, and I can just, boom, put this in my purse and I'm good to go. But I get worried, and so I also put it in this case that I got on Amazon, and I'll link all of this. So it fits in here really nicely, and it even has a little area where I can put an extra charger for my other camera. I've actually been looking for this. Okay, well now I know where it is. And I do have, there's a micro SD card that you need for this camera, and then I've got the micro SD card reader. And so you will need for this camera a micro SD card, and I'll link that in the comments below. For the Sony ZV-1, you will also need just a regular SD card, and I'll link the one that I have in this camera too. I have a case for the Sony ZV-1. It's just all one big kind of blob. I separate things with the cat sock, and then my mic and my camera can all fit in here, and then I can pack it up and put it all in my backpack as I travel my 2 main cameras. Now in terms of chargers, this camera you can just plug in, it'll charge itself. That's how I charge it. But if you're using the Sony ZV-1 to charge, I recommend that you get extra batteries and you get a battery charger. So I've got this one that charges 3 at a time, and you just plug it into the wall. This is by Numawa. I'll link it below. These work okay. They're not the best batteries out there, but as soon as the battery's getting low when I'm filming, I can just boom, switch it in, switch it out. So highly recommend to buy this as well in your gear setup. If you take away anything from this YouTube setup video, let it be this. You should never ever edit on your computer. The best way for you to fill up your computer storage is to edit on your computer. What you're gonna do is you're gonna buy an SSD card, and I highly recommend that you buy this SanDisk one. It's a little bit pricey, but I've traveled with this thing to like so many different countries. It's resistant to almost anything. So this one, there's also a Samsung one that's very similar that's also awesome. It's a little cheaper. So either one of these, whichever one's on sale, buy. And what you'll do is you'll edit actually on it. So it'll plug into your computer, and then on your editing software, it'll edit straight into this instead of onto your computer. There are loads of tutorials on YouTube that show you how to edit from Filmora or from iMovie or from Final Cut Pro onto an SSD drive. You just have to give it an easy look. That's literally how I learned how to do it. Now, if you're interested in knowing what editing software I use for my videos, a lot of my videos now I do not edit. My amazing video editor, he uses Adobe Premiere Pro because he's a pro. But for me, when I edit videos, I use Final Cut Pro, which is a step above iMovie, which is like Mac's kind of version of Adobe Premiere Pro, but Adobe's probably still better. But most of my clients love Filmora. I think that iMovie and Filmora are two of the best options. Use iMovie if you're more a beginner and you have an Apple product because it's free. But if you're wanting something a little bit more robust, that's still super user-friendly, that you can use on a PC or on a Mac, go with Filmora. Filmora is amazing. They have so many different options of graphics that you can use and of text. I just think it's the best to use. One of my clients who's an editing whiz says that she tried all of the editing softwares out and she still came back to Filmora because it's the easiest to use and it has the most features that she wants when editing. So if I were to do everything over again, I would totally go with Filmora. Really quick, we need to talk about the background and lighting. So let's first talk about background. This might be a little too much for you. It's honestly maybe a little bit too much for me. I've been trying to redo things in here as I've been back in America, but I recommend at least getting a plant behind you. You would be surprised at how much, even if there's a white wall behind you, a green plant can do for your video. So go up on Amazon, go to HomeGoods, go to Marshalls or whatever, buy a plant, put it up on a stool behind you. If it's too small, prop it up on something so you can see a little greenery in your video. It's gonna make all the difference. You can see here, I got a couple plants. I got a plant here, I got a plant back there. And add a little moody lighting if you can. So I've got a little salt lamp. You can get those anywhere. I've got this like blue lighting here. This, I don't know how I feel about yet. It's a very YouTube like bro lighting, I feel like. Well, no, sorry to the YouTube bros out there, but like, it is a little bit, right? So I got this at HomeGoods and I just had to buy it because I was like, ooh, I could do something with this. These lights are super cheap. You can buy them on Amazon, and technically I should put it like behind my dresser, but I haven't decided if I really like it that much, so I'm not willing to stick it on. But anyway, I really recommend to get something like this if you want more moody lighting, and then you can change the color, so it doesn't have to be blue. It could be red or whatever color you want it to be. You could also have it be flashing, but I thought that's a little too much. Okay. Now let's talk lighting for your YouTube setup. Lighting is, I think, the most important thing. Whether you're using the Sony ZV-1 or just your iPhones. iPhones can be perfect if you're on a budget, but if you're gonna use an iPhone, you need really good lighting. And nothing is better than window lighting. What am I using right now? I'm standing in front of two massive windows. In all my videos, I try and make sure that I film during the afternoon when the sun is up high on a sunny day. It's gonna make all the difference. If you live somewhere where it's not that sunny and you don't have a lot of window lighting, then I highly recommend getting a bunch of ring lights or getting kind of a big box light for your videos because you need to be well lit or the quality of your videos is just gonna not look so good. So number one, if you can be near a window, be near a window. Number two, if you can't, get a ring light or a box light and put a couple around you so that you're really well lit. There's loads of videos on YouTube too that show you how to do more moody lighting if that's the kind of vibe you're going for. But if you were just trying to film videos like this where you're just kind of talking and sharing your tips and facts, try and just stand in front of a window, pop a plant behind you, you're good. So now you've got my whole behind the scenes YouTube setup. Keep killing it, keep staying consistent. If this video is helpful for you, it's so helpful for me if you can give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. And while you wait for next week's video, check out my full playlist on all things growth on YouTube. And I will see you next time. Bye. Manny, say bye. He's like just passed out over here. Manny, you did such a good job in this video. I just want to let you know, you did a really good job.